Hello and welcome. My name is Hanvey, and today we're going to make lovely coconut balls. They're coconut truffles, they're raw, they're tasty, they're delicious, they're healthy, and you get that chocolate kick that you're looking for without the guilt association with eating sugar and lots of other laden preservatives. So if you can see today, we have a screen overhead, and then we also have a screen straight ahead, so you can see both in action. So it's very, very simple. This is very quick if you're looking for that kind of sugar hit. I often have people ask me, how can I fulfill and satisfy the desire for chocolate without feeling the unnecessary guilt associations with it afterwards, and also to actually really nourish the magnesium content that comes from the cocoa, because that's the important thing. Often when we crave chocolate, we're not craving sugar, we're craving cocoa from magnesium. So the magnesium properties are so good in abundance in cocoa powder. So it's really good. So really we're going to add ingredients in together and then roll them in different things. Like, for example, we're going to use almond powder, and we're also going to use desiccated coconut. So say, for example, someone has a nut allergy, absolutely no problem. You can use the coconut desiccated. So this is the ingredients we have. We have flaxseed milk. We have dates that have been taken out, their stones taken out. We have some fresh orange juice. We have coconut oil. You don't have to use these, but these are lovely cranberries. And then also the cocoa powder. So really simple, very, very little ingredients used, but creates such a kick, such a taste. And I think at the minute, with everyone feeling they're coming out of lockdown, there's maybe a bit of associated anticipation of new beginnings and so on. And I think that through the whole year, I've run these classes specifically to help people connect and also to reconnect in ways that a universal language of the love of cooking. So when people are getting together from all over the world, to get together, families, friends, acquaintances, people who've never met each other before, all come together in my cook-along classes, which are live, interactive and online on a regular basis, with a very heavy nutrition-led aspect, because it's important to nourish ourselves at times of stress, even more so than any other time. So without further ado, we're going to make some really healthy, delicious and nutritious cocoa truffles. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do, first of all, exciting, is get some cocoa powder. Try and get organic cocoa powder. Not everything needs to be organic, but when it comes to cocoa powder, really it should be, because you're going to get much more magnesium and mineral content. All you're really doing is putting it in a food processor. That's it. Really simple, straightforward. So you're just putting them in, layering it all up, okay? And then we're going to get 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. So again, it doesn't need to be melted. It just has to be skimmed. You can just skim it like that, and you end up with a teaspoon, and you just put that in. And then you can skim just another one. Just keep skimming it, and you get another one. And then you put that in. It'll work itself out. And then you just close it over, and then we get 170 grams of dates. So you can chop them, but the food processor will do the job. So essentially about 170 grams of dates. So far we've added 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, we've added 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, and we've added 170 grams of dates. So the dates are providing the fiber, they're also providing the richness, the vitamin C, and then you have the coconut oil, which is providing the essential fats. The word essential is important. It's essential because the body can't produce it itself, but the body needs it. It's very, very good for hormonal balance. It's good for lubrication of joints, mobility, and so on. So very, very good. And then also it gives you a really, really good fiber intake, which is really good for regulation of the digestive system and so on. So vitamin C also, it's just an abundance of so many things. Look at that, really good fiber. So texture goes in there. And then we're going to add in 25 grams of milled flaxseed, providing the essential fats, omega-3s, and your proteins and fiber. And then we're going to add in 50 grams of cranberries. This is going to add sweetness, a bit of bitterness as well, because it's a bittersweet. And also it's going to provide color, vibrancy, texture, sweetness, and an abundance of vitamin C. So it's all in there, okay? And then I'm very excited. And then we're going to add in 1 to 2 teaspoons of orange juice. I just do a squeeze and I kind of gauge roughly. That's about 1 teaspoon. Maybe I'll do another squeeze. I think that is a juicy orange. So I think 1/2 of that orange will suffice. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw it all together in the food processor, and that's it. Can you imagine? All we've done is 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, 170 grams of soft dates, and 25 ml of flaxseed, and we've added in 50 grams of your dried cranberries and 1 to 2 teaspoons of orange juice. And let's just give it a whiz. It'll be quite noisy for a moment. And you just want to maybe check on it from time to time. It's becoming a lot more paste-like. Don't worry, keep it going. Just keep it going on a medium blend. Again, you want to just have a little check on it, and it's becoming way more pasty and way more congealed and together. So give it maybe another blast for another, just say 30 seconds. Perfect. So really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create colors, textures, tastes, smells, everything combined. Really, it's like a blank canvas, like an art form. I feel like when I'm cooking, it's almost like starting like an artist paints on his pastel. You're creating pastels, colors on the canvas, and then you're creating textures and colors and shapes, whereas we get to eat this at the end. So this is good. So then you just take it off like that, and you'll end up just with quite a thick paste. Don't worry about that. You just take that out and you place it on the board. Okay, if you need to get a spoon and just scrape it all out, that's also fine. And it'll smell amazing right now. That'll just smell so fragrant and fresh. And you're going to get that chocolate hit, because chocolate really, you know, a lot of the time they use milk and they use sugars, but we've used coconut oil and we've also used dates. So that's providing the natural sugars without all the unnecessary nasty sometimes that can come with these things. So as you can see here, I've just created a ball. And that's it, as you can see, a nice ball. And that's it. And then all we're going to do now is we're going to take little tiny balls like this, roll it in our hands like this. It's like a paper mache class, but you get to eat it at the end. Okay, and then if you can see there, you've got a little tiny ball, and I'm just going to roll it in some almond flour, almond meal, ground almond, that kind of thing. And you're just going to round that in, and you create a little ball like that, and you just set that aside for a moment. And then also you just get another ball like this, and then you roll it again. And then, for example, you can add in some desiccated coconut. So, for example, I'm just rolling it in the desiccated coconut just to get an extra sweetness, but without having to use, say, if you had an intolerance or an allergy to nuts, this is perfect. And that's another reason why in the mix I use flaxseed rather than, say, ground almond, because if people do have an intolerance or an allergy, this is perfect. So as you can see, this is a nice process. It feels nice to do. It's fun, it's quick, it's raw, it's full of proteins, essential fats, fiber, vitamin C, and it's, yeah, raw as well. So no cooking involved, very quick. They keep in the fridge for up to 3 days. Maybe they keep longer, but they've never lasted in my fridge for more than 3 days. So we just literally toss them in whatever we like. I mean, you can toss them in sesame seeds, you could toss them in different things. You know, this is just what I choose because they're nice and naturally sweet. So I'm going to make about 6 here just to sort of show you how lovely it looks when you've actually added them all together. They're great as a party piece, so that if you have people over for, say, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something like that, and you want to give them something nice that isn't just bought in, but really quick and tasty and healthy, it's perfect. Because if you have all the ingredients in the cupboard, it literally takes 5-10 minutes to make this, and then people will be very wowed by your ability to create something so quick and so tasty. If you put them in the fridge, they do obviously get a bit harder. The texture becomes denser, and if you like to do that, that's fine. If you want to do it quicker and you want that texture, just put it into the freezer for about 2 or 3 minutes or so on a blast chill, and that will create a quick fridge situation. So as you can see here, I'm just putting them into the mix from the aerial shot there. I've created 6, and I'm just going to put them into this little bowl. We've got the coconut ones, we've got the almond ones, and then they're a perfect little way for you to enjoy a snack. So I'm just going to give my hands a quick wash while you have a look. So it really is like a painter with his pastels and his paints, except we get to, as I say, eat it at the end. And it's a great way to connect with people through cook-alongs and live interactions and things like that, for people to cook together with the universal language of cooking that I absolutely adore. So as you can see here, everyone, that's it. It's not taken long. Let's bring it up there to the camera. They haven't taken long at all. And we have beautiful, delicious cocoa truffle balls. Absolutely delicious. So if you wanted to add something like maple syrup or something like that to add more sweetness, I don't think it needs it. Some people need the extra kick. I like the bitter offset of the cocoa powder. Yeah, it's really good. And then I may as well have a bit of the almond one. Different, not as sweet. It depends what you like. You might want to make a combination of the two. I really hope you enjoyed this while my mouth's full, and that you got something from it. And I hope that you get to make them and that you enjoy them. I just want to show you just how simple and how easy it is to make something like this, and how the art of cooking in itself is something to relish and enjoy. And like the Buddha, the Dalai Lama once said, treat love and cooking with reckless abandon. And I think what he meant was to just enjoy the moment of cooking and everything that it brings, and just really enjoy that moment. So thank you everyone for enjoying and watching, and I hope that you cook lovely cocoa truffle balls in the future and enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you.